Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're digging into something really foundational, I think. We've got this fascinating set of source materials based around Guru Puja, but, we're not really focusing on the ceremony itself.
Not the ritual, no. It's more about the language underneath.
Exactly. It feels like we're decoding spiritual language, almost like a philosophical glossary from these texts. They give these incredibly precise etymological breakdowns.
Yeah, breakdowns of terms we hear all the time, right? Guru, God, Deva, Mahadeva.
Right. Words we think we know.
And what's amazing is how these texts take these, well, often quite fuzzy spiritual terms and just strip them down. They give functional definitions, almost like algorithms, you could say.
Okay.
So our mission really is to pull out that core knowledge, to give you, the listener, a much clearer picture of the conceptual architecture behind this tradition.
Moving past assumptions, getting to the source definitions.
That's the idea, high definition understanding.
Okay, let's unpack this then. Starting with the word that's right there in the title of the source text, guru. Now, lots of cultures have teachers, masters, but the definition here seems, well, deeper.
It goes way deeper than just instruction.
Yeah.
The source material breaks it down right to the sounds, the fundamental components.
Okay.
A guru isn't defined just by teaching, but by doing something specific. The word itself, it's a compound. Two root sounds. Each one carries a lot of weight. The first part, gu.
Gu.
It explicitly stands for darkness, ignorance. The text uses the term andhakar.
Andhakar.
Yeah. It's the spiritual, mental, even psychological sort of cloudiness that obscures reality.
Okay, so gu is the problem, the darkness, the ignorance. What about the second sound, ru?
Ru is the solution. It means the remover, or the destroyer of that darkness. Or you could say the bringer of light.
Ah, okay.
So functionally, the guru is defined as the one, the entity, who removes that darkness of ignorance.
So it's an action, a specific function.
Exactly. It's a kind of transitionary role. They help the seeker move from, the temporary, the illusory, which is defined by that ignorance, towards the eternal, the unchanging truth.
You earn the title guru through that act of removal.
That's what the text implies, yes.
What's really striking, though, is how this definition immediately throws us into, well, the deep end philosophically, non-duality. Why does removing personal ignorance connect so directly to the ultimate nature of the cosmos?
Because that's the whole point of removing the ignorance. The goal is the realization of that non-dual truth.
Okay.
The source actually quotes this profound idea. Brahman is non-dual, or Brahman is none other than the other, you see.
Right.
This supreme reality, Brahman, it's not something you sort of gain or acquire. It's just obscured.
Hidden by the gu.
Precisely. The darkness, the ignorance, is what stops us seeing what's already there. So the guru, by removing that darkness, well, they become the essential bridge, the only viable bridge, maybe, to this hidden knowledge.
So it reframes the whole spiritual path. It's not about getting something new, but clearing away the obstacles.
Exactly. Clearing away the debris, you could say.
That role of the guru as the bridge. Yeah, that's crystal clear. Okay, let's shift gears a bit. There's something in these texts that, frankly, surprised me, especially for a potentially global audience listening. The source material explicitly breaks down a very common, very modern acronym, GOD.
Yeah, that's quite something, isn't it?
Yep.
It's a beautiful example of the text offering this really succinct formula for, well, cosmic activity.
Right. It's not defining a person, is it?
No, not a singular personality. It's defining a system, a perpetual cycle. The source links GOD directly to the three fundamental nonstop functions of what it calls the supreme entity.
So less a name, more a cosmic job description.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah. Okay, let's look at the structure they lay out. G, that stands for generator.
Generator, correct.
Yeah.
The creator. The text uses sustakarta.
Sustakarta, okay. The impulse of creation.
And no.
Operator.
Operator, yes. The preserver or sustainer. Palankarta.
Palankarta. So keeping things running, maintenance.
The operation of the universe after it's created. And finally, D.
Destroyer.
Destroyer Sanhakarta. The force of dissolution or maybe even recycling.
Wow. Okay, so God isn't a static being, but this eternally active three-part formula, generation, operation, destruction, it defines the whole process.
The totality of existence, preservation, and necessary dissolution, yes.
But if the supreme entity is, doing all this, generating, operating, destroying, it kind of brings up a distinction, doesn't it, between the eternal process and the temporary stuff being processed?
Exactly, and the text lays out two vital concepts here. We need to understand these. First, there's Purusha.
Purusha.
Think of Purusha as the eternal engine, the unchanging supreme being or consciousness behind it all. It never alters. It's the fuel for the system.
Okay, the unchanging consciousness. And the material that's being fueled, the stuff being processed.
That is Prakriti. Prakriti is the temporary bit. It's subject to constant change. It is change, nature, creation itself. The raw material, the whole manifest universe we see and experience.
Okay, so the cosmic formula becomes clearer. Creation, which the text calls Srishti, is formed by the supreme entity, Brahma, which is linked to Purusha plus Prakriti, nature.
That's it. The supreme entity, Purusha or Brahma, is the primary unchanging cause. And Prakriti is the changing effect, the material world originating from that cause. The God functions are how Purusha acts upon Prakriti.
Observable action.
Exactly. And just to emphasize the sheer scale of this ultimate cause, the source uses a key descriptor for this supreme being.
Sarvavyapi.
Sarvavyapi. What does that mean?
It means all-pervasive, everywhere, in everything. It's both the unchanging cause and inherent within the changing effect.
Incredible. So this ultimate reality, its functions defined by God, and it's Sarvavyapi, all-pervasive.
Right.
Now, this raises a question, one that often trips people up, I think, in different spiritual traditions.
If the supreme entity is all-pervasive, Sarvavyapi, why does the text talk about these intermediate controllers, deities? What's the functional difference between a Deva and Mahadeva?
Yes. This is where the source adds some really crucial nuance, structural clarity. It tackles that potential confusion head on.
Okay.
So the Devas, they're defined very, very functionally. They're called the Adhishtatri Devata.
Okay, which means?
Presiding deities. Or, maybe better, functional controllers. Think of them like managers within the cosmic operating system.
Okay, managers. So if God represents the overall creation, operation, destruction cycle, the Devas handle specific parts of the operation.
Precisely. The text even calls them Karm Devi, entities that control specific actions or the senses or different cosmic processes, like fire, wind, perception, maybe emotion.
Specific departments almost.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
They regulate the active, specific mechanisms of the universe. They ensure that the temporary world, Prakriti, functions correctly according to the rules. They're vital, but they're localized managers.
Yeah. But does describing them as just managers sort of lessen their importance compared to the big God functions? Or is it more like a distributed system where they are absolutely necessary?
The implication is definitely a necessary distributed system. You need them for reality to manifest and function as it does. But there's a clear hierarchy.
Right.
And that's where Mahadeva comes in. It literally means great Deva.
Okay. The big boss.
Something like that. The source defines him as Param Puja.
Param Puja.
Supremely worshipable, at least relative to the other Devas. He sits at the top of this, let's call it, administrative structure.
So Mahadeva isn't doing the God thing himself.
Yeah.
He's managing the managers, controlling the Devas.
Exactly. Controller of controllers. That's a perfect way to put it. While the Devas handle the specifics, the dynamic workings of cosmic functions, Mahadeva is described as the supreme being who regulates all those functional Devas.
Wow.
He's seen as the source of the universe's dynamic, maybe even emotional workings. He acts as the ultimate reality whose active administrative functioning is felt throughout the system.
Okay, so it's like the highest point of cosmic administration before you get to the absolute unmanifest source, the Purusha.
You got it. It provides a clear chain of command, so to speak.
It really does clarify the whole structure. From the ultimate Sarvavyapi reality, down through the God functions, to the administration by Mahadeva and the Devas, and the guru guiding us through it all.
Okay, let's look at the end game then. Two final concepts, Nama and Para.
Right. Let's start with Nama. You hear this word all the time at the end of chants, invocations, like the one to the guru we discussed.
Tasmai Shrii Gurave Nama.
Exactly. The source explains Nama isn't just a word, it's used as a kind of seal, a mudra.
A seer signifying what?
Total self-surrender. The text uses the term at Masamarpan.
Total self-surrender. That sounds intense. It's not just saying hello or I respect you.
Oh, far from it. It's profound. The act of surrender nama isn't just linguistic, it's deeply psychological.
What's the psychological weight of total self-surrender?
Well, think back to the darkness, the ignorance.
The root of that ignorance is often seen as the ego, right? The sense of I, me, mine. Nama is the act of removing that. When you use that seal, nama, you are consciously, explicitly stating, to that entity, the guru or the divine, I offered the complete letting go of my separate, self-directed will.
It's like dissolving the barrier.
It's an act of spiritual completion, in a way. It prepares the seeker. It makes space for receiving or realizing that ultimate reality.
And what is that ultimate reality that surrender opens the door to? That takes us to Para, right?
Yes. Para is introduced as the ultimate truth, but specifically it's that which is beyond the manifest world, beyond the limits of our senses, beyond time and space as we know it.
Beyond Prakriti.
Exactly. It's often called the avyakta, the unmanifest, the dimension existing beyond sensory perception, beyond the changing world.
And there's a superlative form too, Param.
Yes, Param. It signifies the absolute highest, the ultimate, the eternal, the unchanging reality, what the text calls Param Brahma.
Param Brahma.
It's that non-dual state we talked about earlier. It exists above and beyond all the dualities, all the definitions, all the structures we've discussed. It's the final destination, so to speak.
And fascinatingly, the whole philosophical journey seems to loop right back to where we started.
With the guru.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The source concludes by explicitly linking the guru back to this highest truth. It clarifies that the guru is the embodiment or the channel for that Param Brahma. The Guru Param Brahma is what removes the seeker's ignorance, that gua, and brings them into direct contact with the eternal, unchanging reality, the Param.
So tying this all together, what does this mean for you listening right now? We started by, opening a spiritual text, Guru Puja, and we've ended up with this incredibly structured philosophical map. We haven't just defined words like guru or deva. We've seen the subtle but really crucial differences in their roles, haven't we?
Yeah. God as the cosmic cycle itself, the Deva as the functional manager within that cycle, and Mahadeva as the supreme controller overseeing those managers.
Right. And the guru as the guide through it all.
And what's really fascinating, I think, is how this knowledge is presented. It's not just a belief system to passively accept.
No.
It's structured more like an applied philosophy.
Yeah.
The text makes it clear. True knowledge isn't just knowing these definitions intellectually. It's about the practical application. The removal of ignorance.
The root function of the guru.
Exactly. Knowledge is the application, and the guru is that vital bridge, guiding the seeker away from the temporary, manifest world Prakriti and towards the Param, the unmanifest ultimate reality.
The source texts are pretty clear then. The ultimate goal isn't just understanding this map, it's liberation. It's removing the ignorance that obscures the Param, a removal that, according to these texts, only the highest reality, embodied by the guru, can truly facilitate. So here's a final thought for you to explore on your own. We've just unpacked these very functional definitions: generator, operator, destroyer for the cosmic process, controllers, and controller of controllers for cosmic administration. Given this framework, how might reframing your own understanding of God, or the ultimate cause, maybe less as a single static entity and more as this necessary cyclical process, how might that change your perception?
Yeah, how might it shift how you see cause and effect, or permanence and impermanence in the world around you?
Something to think about.